how hard they played, how they ran to the ball, and the enthusiasm that they played with. I was really happy to see that. And we look fast on defense. To see Jay Avery, PJ Blue flying to the ball, and our defensive ends running full speed to the ball. It was certainly a great job of attitude on their part.
How much have you worked on special teams? I know in the spring you put a lot of time into it. Can you just kind of talk about those guys?
Yeah, we worked a lot on it, and I'm excited about our cover teams. When you look at the speed that we have out there, and guys that are really competing for it. Jatavius Harris is a guy that's already stood out that will be a really good special teams player for us. He's fast and he's tough and he's got great size. Quinn Head has done a really nice job on our special teams, and he's competing. LaMarquez Thomas showed last year that he can be a great player for us on that. So it's been good because their competition, and we've been changing the depth according to how hard they go and how fast they play. And then I think our specialists are doing a good job. Brian Creaky has been very good, very consistent. And then, there's still a little bit of competition between Mason King and Austin Johnson. And, Austin needs to put pressure on him and compete for the spot. I haven't watched it yet, but we are videoing it. And there's been guys that have previewed it and watched some of it, but we just haven't had the time yet to sit down and watch any of it. But yeah, you try to see if there's one thing they can give us on that or not. I don't really know.
I have a question about Devontae Pete. I know he was injured last year during fall camp, but I know he was a big part of what you all trying to do, especially in the red zone. Is he back to full health? Are you all planning on utilizing him?
Oh yeah, Pete's back, and the best thing about Pete is his spirit. He practices hard. He's one of the guys that's been here for a while, so he knows what we want him to do. So he got tackled the other day, and that was the first time he got tackled, and it bounced up, and I said, "How was that?" And he's like, I hadn't really thought about it, but Pete's working his way back and, feeling comfortable with his leg and, those type of things.
With all the receivers that you have, because you have a ton of talent, a lot of depth, how are you going to keep everybody happy with just the one ball?
Well, that's what I tell them. 90% of the time you don't have the football. So, it's your job is to catch the football. So, there's 10,000 things you can do when you don't have the ball. You got to be able to block. You got to be in the right spot. You got to help the running backs, break a long tackle. The ones that do what we ask will be out there on the field, and that's the best thing about camp.
Who's been the best so far in camp?
I don't want to say who's been the best. Right now, there's some consistencies and some not so. We're working through it.
What kind of fronts do you like to run with your defensive line?
We'd like to be multiple, and so that's how we approach everything. We're not going to line in just one front. We want to be multiple there.
Do you plan on being more attacking downhill rather than playing back with your defensive backs? Because I know a lot of times last year defensive backs would play off a lot more. You plan on attacking more with them, allowing them maybe press coverage more, if you can not go into too much detail.
I don't, again, I don't know how to answer that. I don't know last year. I didn't study it to see, or quality control it to see press versus off. But ideally, we'd like to be able to play a lot of press. And again, we're not going to put our players in situations where they can't succeed. So that's what coaching is. And so we're still evaluating. It's early in training camp. We've got to get better.
Thank you. Hey, Javon. I got a question for you about what is the most motivating thing that the Coach Petrino has taught you?
Just take control. That's the biggest thing. Just take control at all times and just be a game manager and just lead. He always preached that to me.
What's it going to be like stepping on the field against Alabama? First game of the year. What's going to go through your head, you think?
I can't imagine. I think about it every day, but I know it's going to be a big moment, and I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it.
What did you learn from the captains last year, and who was the leader of the defense last year, and what did you learn from them that you're going to take into this season?
The leaders from last year were great. Like, I was behind Chucky Williams, so I mean he was a great leader. He a great role model. He knew the playbook in and out. Great. Like when it comes to defense, I think he was a genius personally. So I just take that into consideration to like learn the defense, go back and help the younger guys, try to adapt them, because at the end of the day, they're the future of the defense.
So now that you got, let's see, who's going to be next to you? You think on starting on out against Alabama? Who's going to be next to you in the safety spot?
Can't pass.
Can't pass. Okay. So what's he learning from you so far? What have you taught him?
I think mainly we just aggressiveness. Like we both becoming aggressive on the run. So I mean, I think we're both going to be pretty good back there.
Okay. Now, if you intercept a pass from either Tua, and I'm going to attempt to say his last name, or Jaylen Hurts, and you score pick 6, do you have a dance picked out?
A dance picked out. I don't really have a dance picked out. I think it's going to be a spur of the moment type deal for me. But whatever it is, just have your camera ready.
That's all right. Let's see here. And one other thing, I know they've had you doing a lot of community service stuff and what have you. How has that helped you become a better person?
Man, just when you go back into the community, you just see what type of potential is in the community. Like, it's so many young athletes out there that just have the potential to make it to college athlete. They just need the right path. They don't know what path to take right now. Like, they're just confused. So I mean, when you go back into the community, they see you as a role model, and you tell them your story, and you just see how much your story resembles to their story, and I just feel like they just put them on the right path to see where they need to go.
How are you feeling? How's your wrist feeling, and how are you feeling after your injuries that you've had so far? Are you feeling, obviously your appendectomy, how are you feeling right now?
I feel fine. I'm taking everything day to day. Trying not to rush anything. Still got 21 days before the first game, so I wouldn't want to do something, bonehead between now and then to jeopardize that. So.
What's it been like with Javon versus what it's been like with Lamar? Because Javon is more of a pocket passer. Has it been different, or is it basically the same?
Yeah, it's definitely been different. It's a different approach to the install, a different approach to some of the plays we run. I think we do more Lamar type stuff with Malik. He's more of that type quarterback. But I think it's about the same as far as the energy goes. They're both phenomenal quarterbacks in their own regards. They do completely different things, but they're both phenomenal in how they approach the game. They're both perfectionists. So I think it's been the same as far as the energy goes.
What Coach Petrino has said to you recently, or anything that he's done to help motivate you in practice and what have you to make you better?
He just lets us know that obviously everybody in the country, they're sleeping on us, as they say, and everybody in the country does not think that we can do anything. They don't think we're going to come out and have a good season with Lamar being gone. They don't think we can beat Alabama. So every day after practice, he reminds us of that. That we're the only people in this, this team right here is the only people that really believe that we can make something happen. And so he just always reminds us.
And also, I know you all do a lot of community work. What has the community work helped you be able to become a better player, a better person?
With me going through my injuries and stuff, that was the time when I was doing a lot of community service. And doing those things that helped me remind me that I'm still in a great position. I'm still blessed to be where I am, even though I'm injured. These kids and these people that I'm seeing are in worse position than I am. And so it reminded me how great I am and the platform that I have, and allowed me to put smiles on their face and put a smile on my face ultimately.
All right, and the last question, what are you going to do once your football playing career is over? What other career would you like to get into?
Okay, well, I want to act. I'm big on, I like TV, and I've always been a fan of movies and TV and everything. So I'd like to, be an actor or in a commercial or something, get my face on screen and smile a little bit for the fans and everything.
So if you had to go, which place would you go to do that? Would you go to New York or Los Angeles?
Los Angeles. I still haven't been to the West Coast, and that's somewhere that I've always dreamed of going, and I heard LA is beautiful. And so hopefully after football's done, I can go over there and then make something happen, make dreams come true.
So do like LeBron, take your talents to LA?
Right, yeah, be like LeBron, take my talents to LA for sure.
Question out of that one. When are y'all going to do the Keep challenge?
The Kiki challenge. You see, I've been seeing it everywhere, and I don't know if I can really, get my heart moving and get my legs going. That's for people that hasn't torn the ACL. So I'm gonna stay out of that dance. I'm gonna let everybody, the young guys, do that. And I'm gonna just watch.
If we keep on pounding the ball with our running backs, pounding the ball, that's opened up the pass. They bring in more, the safeties play more in the box, the corners start to play more press man, and that's when the big plays happen. That's when we call a play action pass. And most of the time, all we have to do is just beat our man. And the way Puma's been looking, the ball's going to be there. So all we have to do is work on focusing on our route, our release, using our rocker step, using our push off a little bit, a little flipper, and the ball's going to be there.
Rocker step?
Yeah, a little rocker step.
What's a rocker step?
A little left, right, and then go back to the right, or a little right, left, and go back right, left. So yeah, that's a little rocker step.
It's like it works good on the dance floor too.
Yeah, it probably looks good on the dance floor.
He can't dance at all. Don't let him fool you guys. I've seen him dance. He's probably the worst dancer. That's why his touchdown celebration is this. There's nothing else. He does this in the end zone.
I can't dance, but I can release off the line.
Tried to do the Kiki challenge. It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? But stop, bro.
Bro, come on.
Are you riding? Did you ever love me from beside me?
What does another year of experience do for you? How are you different this year from last year?
Just playing faster. A lot more confident, know every position now. Last year I just knew my position. I know what the guy inside of me is doing. So if I got to get him open, I know what I got to do to the defense to distract him. It's really just learning the offense because this is a pro-style offense. This is Coach Petrino is the NFL coach. Like he knows so much football. So it's really about the schemes. If you learn that and learn how to play fast, the game will slow down and it will become easier.
I never really liked 87 since my freshman year. It was just, a whole bunch of my family members, my friends were like, bro, you look good in 87. You made 87 look good. But I was just like, 87.
7's a lucky number, right? So
7's a good number. So, I'd had a good spring in 7, good practices in 7. So I think I'm sticking with 7.
Now, I have a question for you. So I know you like to stiff arm people to the ground a lot and throw people around. So when you get it lined up and you catch a pass and that defensive back from Alabama's on you, are you going to be ready to just
the same thing is going to happen what he did to North Carolina? The same exact thing is going to happen.
I'm going to try and make a move or stiff arm, whatever I got to do to get past him, man, whether it be just to get the first down or I'm trying to go score. If I'm trying to go score, I'm probably going to put a move on him. If I'm trying to just get the first down, I may just stiff arm and, try to get what I can. So, yeah, man, for sure.
You like Star Wars? You like Star Trek? Or are you just like whatever?
Man,
okay.
My dad used to watch Star Trek every single day when I came home from school. Man, I did not understand it when I was growing up. I'm just like, man, Dad, I'm trying to watch sports, and I want to watch Sports Nation, Cartoon Network, Ed, and Eddie something. My dad watched Star Trek every single day. He said that's a brain show. It gets you smarter. So I definitely have to pick Star Trek for sure.
I definitely like Star Wars. I grew up liking Star Wars. I've always liked Star Wars and Jedis and lightsabers and Count Dooku and all that. So I actually do like Star Wars. I think I've seen every single Star Wars and actually owned all of them at one point. So yeah.
So is that how you get open? You use the Force out there?
I use the Force, yes, definitely. Yoda definitely taught me the ways. Besides me, my dad's definitely my biggest critic. Definitely 1,000% my biggest fan, my biggest supporter, all that. But yeah, my dad's definitely by my side always. But he would say something that Coach Galloway didn't even catch. He'd be like, bro, make sure that you push up the field more and give him something. Come on, bro. I'm like, all right, my bad, Dad. Dang.
He can cover you, but do you think he can cover you?
No, my dad, no. My dad definitely cannot have covered. My dad always says, he's like, man, I was 6'2", 195, and ran a 4.4. I'm like, Dad, I don't care what you were. I don't care what you were at one point. You never would have been able to check me. But nah. Yeah, my dad played in the NFL for a couple years, played overseas, played in arena football, played Canadian, so he played really a lot of places. So my dad knows his football pretty well.